Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TICPodcast. It's been a bit, at least a few days. And, I got another episode of reviewing another TV episode because I've been kind of finishing TV shows lately. I've been watching more and actually finishing them. And what do I want to talk about? I saw the Knuckles TV show. Let me swill some coffee real quick. So, the Knuckles show. I thought that if you liked the Paramount movies with Ben Schwartz, it's basically that. I really enjoyed the Knuckles show. I thought it was basically like a road trip movie from the 2000s, but PG and with Knuckles in it. The whole thing is like a power ballad. There's so many music references in this show. And we even get an episode with Michael Bolton. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. There isn't a whole ton of action. There's not a Knuckles kicking ass moment. There's a fight at the end, but the heart of the Knuckles show is really kind of like a 2000s comedy. And if I could see it when I was 10 years old, I think I would freak out. I'd be like, this is my favorite thing ever. They have The Warrior by Scandal in the opening title. And that song has been stuck in my head for a good minute. I've been thinking of that one song. I wanna be the warrior, bang bang. It's just such a power ballad, and I think everybody who's seen the show and enjoyed it has got it on their Spotify now. And overall, I'd say the soundtrack to Knuckles the show is as good as probably Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just full of road trip music, and that's really what the show is it's a 2000s road trip. So I also saw another show. I finally finished Angel Cop, the 90s anime. And if you want like a down and dirty 90s action anime that totally inspired The Matrix, check out Angel Cop. If you like killing terrorists and communist bastards, you'll love this show. It's a very fun, super capitalist anime. It's about it's a chick on a bike and she kills people. That's really the story. That there's not a whole lot of story other than terrorism, conspiracy, robots, and killing things. But it's fun and gory, super gory, and the dub is amazing. I can't find it on Japanese, but I don't care because it's got that 80s vibe to the dubs. The kind of dubs that they hold up well in the way that they're just they don't do them like that anymore. They don't swear profusely and go like, "Yeah, motherfucker," you know. Yeah, the dub is amazing. So I saw those two, and honestly, I've been getting more into TV lately. I'm more of a movie guy. Hang on, another swill. But I finally have been finishing shows. I've been really getting into I recently finished the Halo show, and that was what I thought was pretty good. And I'm wanting to watch more stuff on Tubi. I have Paramount Plus now, and plan on seeing more like Mission Impossible and Transformers movies. But I don't think there's any more shows for me to watch on Paramount. But overall, I think I'm a better viewer and a better listener. And speaking of listening, I haven't really been able to buy the CD yet, but I've listened to a little bit of the new Pearl Jam album. And, just the singles. But damn, I'm excited. It's been a while since Pearl Jam has put out stuff. The last album was in 2020. It was Gigaton, and their last album was very electric, very synthesized. They used a lot of like electronic instruments, and a lot of people didn't like it, and I was mixed on it. And we had Queens of Stone Age and Foo Fighters do electric albums like right before that. And I just felt like, oh, okay, so all my favorite bands are being disco right now. And, the last album that they just did, the Dark Matter album, was more heavy, more rock, more instruments. Mike McCready kills a solo on their big hit, Dark Matter. And I'm like, okay, finally, we get the rock back, pop music is fine for being pop music, but I'm glad that we're getting like pretty much all three bands that I just mentioned, Foo Fighters, Queens of Stone Age, and Pearl Jam, all came out with rock-heavy albums as their newest albums. And I'm picking up the CD this week. I think Sunday is when I'll finally be able to go to the record store and buy the album. And I found out just like through my YouTube recommendations, Alien Ant Farm is back. Oh my God, Alien Ant Farm. I haven't listened to them since I was like 12 years old. And they're making new music, and they just released a new album. And I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that. They were kind of like pop punk, or maybe not pop punk, but definitely like, they were alternative rock, but kind of teeny bopper. I didn't expect them to be like, a band that would keep going. I always thought they would end up as a one-hit wonder. But no, they're still making music. And Sum 41 sadly quit, but they just released their last album, Heaven and Hell. And it was a banger album. One of their best. Excuse me while I drink more coffee. But I gotta say, music is finally starting to get more rock heavy again. Music and pop music is really focused on retro wave. Finally bled into the mainstream, which I love retro wave. I'm glad retro wave is cool in the pop music scene. But I really feel like Kendrick Lamar is kind of like the zeitgeist of like modern music right now. Everybody is really into J. Cole and Kendrick, and both are great. Both are great hip hop. Definitely great artists, but hip hop is kind of like where everybody is right now, and I miss the 2000s. What can I say? I miss White Stripes. I miss Foo Fighters. It seemed like in the 2000s, alt rock was the genre. And, 3 Days Grace, Hoobastank, Breaking Benjamin, you would not be short of bands to listen to in the 2000s if you liked rock and roll. But we're finally starting to see some back. Also, they are getting older. Oh, wow. Like, nothing makes me feel like I've aged looking at Pearl Jam's magazine cover. I see them in interviews and stuff, and I'm like, am I old? Am I, like, wait a minute. I thought these guys were like 20. Like, what the fuck? You know, like, they all have white hair. Like, am I old? And I look at mine, and I'm like, oh, yeah, my hair is starting to recede. It's thinner on top. And I'm like, fuck. You know, like, I miss when I was just the fucking, like, I was the youth culture. You know, they were marketing to me. You know, everything was angsty and edgy, and we had, like, everything was gray. I miss that, okay? I miss that. I even kind of miss the Twilight movies. I miss making fun of the Twilight movies. Like, I don't really like Twilight, but it was an easy target, and vampire movies were fun to make fun of. Now, like, we don't even have emos anymore, and I want them back so I could bully them again. So, yeah, honestly, things are starting to go back. I say, you know, everything 25 years ago is kind of relevant again, and it's been about 24 years since 2000. So, hopefully we get a giant resurgence of you know, some post-grunge. I miss those days. I'll be honest, I still listen to a lot of those bands. I even listen to Puddle of Mud, like, unironically. I know they're basically like Diet Coke Nirvana, but I still like that band. Sorry. I know they were an industry plant, but I like that music. And you know, with movies today, I feel like we're getting action movies again. I'm like, yeah, The Beekeeper, Jason Statham, hell yeah, John Wick just ended, but we got Jason Statham back. And, you know, it just seems like a lot of Hollywood movies are really trying to be action movies. Like, I didn't see it, but we got a Mr. and Mrs. Smith remake. It didn't look very good, but it was like, hey, it's a step in the right direction. It's not a superhero movie. Like, Hollywood is starting to get away from superheroes and starting to go back to the 2000s and 90s action genre. And I'm fine with that. And also, again, the Knuckles show and the Sonic 3 movie, we're getting tons of video game movies and stuff like that. And I love that stuff because, you know, I'm like, you know, I was a gamer for years. You know, that was my identity. So, you know, a lot of these video games, I'm like, yeah, I know this one. And, you know, hopefully we get a good Max Payne adaptation. I feel like we deserve one. But hopefully we get, like, faithful adaptations of stuff. I'm kind of eating my own words because I like the Halo show. But, you know, overall, I'd say things are better for video game movies and adaptations now than they were in the past. So this was a quick tidbit. I just wanted to say hi. You know, off the top of my head, I had some stuff on my mind, and I just wanted to have a little morning show. So it's 8 o'clock. It's time to get up and get ready for work and do the things. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.